In the land of Canaan, there were two great cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. These cities were known for their abundance, their wealth, and their thriving populations. But beneath the surface, something terrible was happening. The people of these cities had turned their backs on God. They embraced wickedness, cruelty, and immorality, and their sins reached the heavens. God, seeing the enormity of their sin, decided that the cities must be destroyed. But God had a friend in Abraham, the father of faith. God told Abraham about his plans to destroy the cities, and Abraham, filled with compassion, interceded for the people.
Lord, if there are 50 righteous people in the city, will you spare it? Far be it from you to destroy the righteousness with the wicked. Will not the judge of all the earth do right?
God, in his mercy, agreed to spare the cities if 50 righteous people could be found. But Abraham, knowing the city's corruption, continued to ask God to reconsider.
What if there are 45?
Then 30, 20, and finally, Abraham stopped at 10. God promised to spare the cities if just 10 righteous could be found. So, God sent 2 angels to Sodom to investigate. As they arrived, Lot, Abraham's nephew, saw them and knew they were not ordinary visitors. Lot, recognizing the danger in the city, quickly invited the angels into his home.
Please, stay at my house for the night. Do not stay in the streets, for they are wicked.
But that night, the men of the city surrounded Lot's house, demanding that the angels be handed over to them. The wickedness of the city was laid bare. Lot tried to protect his guests, even offering his daughters to the crowd, but they refused. The angels, seeing the danger, struck the men outside blind, then turned to Lot. "Do you have anyone else here? Anyone who is righteous?" they asked. Lot gathered his wife, his 2 daughters, and the rest of his family. "Flee for your lives," the angels warned. "Do not look back. Escape to the mountains. Please, let us not go to the mountains. It is too far. Allow us to escape to a small city called Zoar." God, in his mercy, allowed them to flee to Zoar, but they were not to look back. The angels gave them one final warning: do not look back. As Lot and his family reached Zoar, the destruction began. Fire and brimstone rained down from heaven, consuming everything in its path. The cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were completely wiped out. The land, once prosperous, was reduced to ashes. But in the midst of the destruction, something tragic happened. Lot's wife, unable to resist, looked back at the burning cities. In that moment, she turned into a pillar of salt, a tragic reminder of the consequences of disobedience. Her longing for the past cost her everything. The cities were gone. Only Lot and his 2 daughters remained. They had escaped the destruction, but their journey was not without its challenges. God had spared them, but their hearts were heavy. The lesson was clear: the wages of sin are death, but God is merciful to those who trust in Him. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah is a powerful reminder. God's justice is certain, but His mercy is also great. Though the cities were destroyed, Lot and his family were saved because they listened to God's warnings and obeyed. But it also shows us the dangers of looking back at a life of sin and disobedience. We must move forward, trusting in God's plan. As we reflect on this story, we are reminded that God is both just and merciful. He does not take sin lightly, but He is always ready to save those who turn to Him. Let us seek righteousness, live in obedience, and trust that God will guide us away from destruction and toward His grace. May we always seek the path of righteousness, for there is salvation in His name. If you were inspired by this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, so you never miss the next powerful story from the Word of God.